that this was the real expert. The battle between him and Sojun was meaningless. The fat guy ran out to buy ice cream, then Sojun also rushed out. At this time, Jukyung finally couldn't hold it in anymore and crawled out. After going out with sister, the sister immediately told Jukyung to go to the convenience store to buy food. Jukyung was coincidentally seen by Suho, who was not far away. Jukyung had just finished buying and turned back when she saw the person she was most afraid of, the beauty girl from her old class who had bullied her. When they saw Jukyung, they immediately started mocking her, calling her an ugly duckling. Jukyung couldn't stand the humiliation, so she hurriedly left, but after running a short distance, she realized that she had dropped her wallet. At this moment, Suho appeared to take back the wallet from the beauty girl and immediately chased after Jukyung. Jukyung thought that Suho was also laughing at her like them, discriminating against her ugly appearance. But Suho didn't say anything, but quietly put a hat on Jukyung and comforted her that it would be okay. Just this small action made Jukyung look at him with a different look. The next day, Sojun was taking care of his skin. He happily danced around in leopard print shorts and did the sexiest dance. Suddenly, Sojun discovered that there were outsiders in the house. Sojun immediately became confused. His sister asked Sojun if he could be normal when he was home. Sojun looked down and greeted Jukyung with a calm expression. Then he continued dancing. Finally arriving at a place where no one was, Sojun jumped onto the bed and screamed in embarrassment. After Jukyung heard that she said that she didn't see anything just now. Hearing Jukyung's words, Sojun became even more embarrassed. After Jukyung left, Sojun hurriedly chased her out. He finally grabbed Jukyung's hair. The two of them were truly enemies. Jukyung suddenly said that she saw everything. Sojun panicked and asked what she saw. Jukyung said that she saw leopard print panties. After saying that, Jukyung looked down at Sojun's pants, which made Sojun extremely angry. The next day, when Jukyung went to school, she went to see Sojun again. She jumped across in front of Sojun. Sojun watched Jukyung leave. He felt like he had fallen in love with Jukyung. At this time, the thugs had found a photo of Sojun and Jukyung. They thought Jukyung was Sojun's girlfriend. To get revenge on Sojun, the thugs went to find Jukyung. Then, they called Sojun and told him that his girlfriend was in their hands. Then they told him to come there quickly. Coincidentally, at this time, Sojun and Suho were together. Suho was extremely worried when he heard that. At this time, taking advantage of the time when the gangsters weren't paying attention, Jukyung made a video call with her classmates. The classmates immediately realized that something was wrong because the people in the video were all gangsters. Sujin immediately realized that this was the place she had been to last time. Suho and Sojun went from room to search, and finally Suho found Jukyung first. He didn't say much and immediately rushed over to beat up the gangsters. Even 4 or 5 people couldn't stop Suho. At this time, Sojun had also found the place. He threw his school bag aside and joined the battle. When Sojun saw that the gang boss was about to be beaten to death, he hurriedly stopped Suho. But suddenly, Sojun saw Jukyung's frightened eyes, and then he looked at the gang boss. Sojun angrily beat this guy up like crazy. At this time, Jukyung's best friend also ran to the scene. Sujin did not say a word and directly kicked the man to the ground. After that, a few of them also joined the fight. The match was extremely fierce. Sojun and Suho were taekwondo masters, and with a few martial arts of the girls, it didn't take long for the thugs to be at a disadvantage. With the screams, a perfect match and victory for the group of students. The next day, the karaoke bar owner came to the school, so all of them were punished by the school. After school, Suho went to find the male student who bullied Jukyung, then used his school idol power to force the male student to apologize to Jukyung. The male student was forced to the point of being helpless. That night, he went to find Jukyung. Jukyung thought he was going to cause trouble, so she sprayed pepper spray in his face. The boy panicked and said he came here to apologize. After apologizing, the boy ran away. Jukyung was still confused by his apology. The next day, Sojun somehow got 50 points on the exam. Everyone shouted in surprise. Even Sojun was surprised by this result. Sojun proudly asked Jukyung how many points she got on the exam. Sojun saw that Jukyung got 49 points. She was directly despised and ridiculed by him. Meanwhile, Sujin was very angry at this time, because if she didn't get first place on the exam, her father would beat her brutally. That night, Jukyung came home because her exam score was bad, so her mother threw away all her cosmetics. She was so worried that she burst into tears. At this time, Suho came to find Jukyung. Because the door was not closed, he opened the door directly. Just then, Jukyung came out crying. He was so scared that he quickly closed the door and hid to the side. After Jukyung came out, she went straight to the trash area to find her cosmetics. Seeing that Jukyung was sad, Suho took her to eat noodles. Although she was eating noodles, she felt like she was eating abalone. Thanks to Suho's company, Jukyung felt much better. After that, Suho took her home. As a result, she stepped on an earthworm. Jukyung was too scared to move. Suho had no choice but to sit down and take off her shoes. Afraid that she would fall when standing on one leg, he told her to sit down. Jukyung hesitated for a moment and sat on his shoulder. But Suho said he told her to sit over there. Jukyung was embarrassed and didn't know what to say. She took her cosmetics and went home, but was stopped by Suho. Then he pressed her against the wall. Jukyung also cooperated and closed her eyes. Finally, he gave her a hairpin. The next day, she brought the hairpin to her extra classes. Suho was waiting for Jukyung when he saw that Sujin was in a bad mood, so Suho chased after her. After asking, Suho found out that she had not gotten first place in the exam and had been scolded by her father. At this time, Jukyung came over and accidentally saw Sujin leaning on Suho and crying. Jukyung thought about how Suho had said before that he had someone he liked, which made her misunderstand him. When they went to extra classes, Suho told Jukyung to sit next to him, but she pointed behind him. Jukyung meant that she didn't want to sit in class with him anymore. After school, Jukyung also left early. After returning home, the more she thought about the scene of Sujin hugging Suho, the sadder Jukyung felt. Suddenly, Jukyung laughed loudly. Then she imagined the doll was Suho and stomped on it for a while. At this moment, her younger brother walked in. Seeing his sister go crazy made him scared and quickly ran away. The next day, Sojun asked Jukyung to help him choose a gift for his younger sister. At this time, she received a call from Suho. Before she could say a few words, Suho suddenly heard Sojun's voice. Now Jukyung knew that Suho liked Sujin, so she quickly hung up. Suho thought about the person he liked being with another guy. He couldn't hold back anymore. Just as Jukyung and Sojun left, a hand held the elevator door. The person who came was none other than Suho. He didn't have much to do, so he directly pulled Jukyung away. Seeing this, Sojun couldn't do anything. He also grabbed Jukyung's other arm. At this time, the elevator door was slowly closing. Suho frantically pressed the button, afraid that Jukyung would get stuck in the door. The two of them were like a tug of war. They kept pulling Jukyung back and forth. They didn't even pay attention to the elevator. Suho pressed the switch and saw that it didn't work. He had no choice but to follow Jukyung and Sojun. Suddenly, the elevator broke down, causing them to get stuck inside. Just like that, both of them still didn't want to let go. At this moment, Jukyung suddenly wanted to go to the bathroom, She couldn't stand it anymore. The elevator broke down again, so Sojun hurriedly called for help. Meanwhile, Suho suddenly discovered the cup in Sojun's hand, so he immediately took it and gave it to Jukyung. This made Sojun angry. Jukyung told Sojun to quickly call someone to help Datsu. After a minute passed, the elevator maintenance team finally arrived. At this time, Jukyung used all her strength. This skill shocked the two men immediately. The next day, the school organized a camping activity. Sujin was surprised to find Sojun and Jukyung wearing couple clothes. Suddenly, a male student ran up to Suho, and everyone noticed Suho. Suho kept looking at the two of them. On the school bus, Suho wanted Jukyung to sit next to him, but Sujin suddenly sat down there. Jukyung had no choice but to sit in the back row, and as a result, Sojun also sat next to her. Everyone quickly started shouting and cheering for them to love each other. At this time, Suho's eyes were on Sojun. Suho was extremely angry but couldn't do anything. After arriving at the camping site, everyone took a photo together. At this time, the classmates were shouting that Jukyung and Sojun were wearing couple clothes, so they should take a picture together. When the teacher saw it, he scolded the two of them for wearing couple clothes to go camping. Jukyung quickly denied it. After taking the picture, the classmates started teasing them again, saying that the two of them were dating, otherwise why would they wear couple clothes? Suho was very angry at the side. Jukyung told Sojun to take off his shirt. Sojun joked that they had just started and she was already asking him to take off his shirt. Wasn't that a bit hasty? Then the two of them started fighting again. Not long after, the school organized a group game requiring 4 people to form a group. Sua's boyfriend wanted to put Suho and Jukyung in a group, so he intentionally pulled Jukyung to Suho's side. However, Sujin was already in the group, but Sua pulled her boyfriend over, so Jukyung accidentally became the extra person. Sojun saw this and quickly pulled Jukyung into his group. The host asked the 4 people to stand on a piece of paper. The 4 people from Suho's group hugged each other tightly, but Suho's eyes were only on Jukyung's group. Very quickly, everyone couldn't hold on any longer. Only 3 groups won points. Then the game started to upgrade. The remaining 3 groups folded the paper into 4. When Sojun heard this, he immediately felt that things weren't easy, so he directly picked Jukyung up. Suho couldn't stand it anymore. He wanted to rush forward to separate the two of them. Luckily, Sua's boyfriend pulled Suho back. The game continued. Sua also jumped on her boyfriend's back. The 4 guys from the 3rd team also hugged each other. Suho had no choice but to pick Sujin up. Jukyung looked at Suho. Suho also looked at Jukyung. In the end, the 3rd group failed. Now only Sojun and Suho's group remained. At this time, the game was upgraded again. The host asked the male students to only put 1 foot on the ground. Not long after, Sojun's team could not hold on any longer and fell down. In the end, Suho's team was the winning team. Suho saw Jukyung helping Sojun dust off, which made him even angrier. Sujin also happened to discover this.